Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You ready to get into it today?
Absolutely. Let's do this.
We're going to be talking about Mathew McConaughey.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen this interview with Chris Williamson?
I have. It's so good.
This is really interesting stuff, and I think there's a lot to unpack here. So,
Yeah.
McConaughey, I think a lot of people know him as an actor,
Yeah.
but he's got a lot of really interesting philosophies about life.
Definitely. It's like he's gone through this whole evolution, not just in his career, but in how he approaches life in general.
Yeah, and he talks about how his dad had this saying,
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
don't half-ass it. And
Right.
it's funny because the story he tells is that he was in law school,
Okay.
and he decided he wanted to go to film school.
Wow. What a change.
And you can imagine telling your dad that.
Right. Big decision.
But his dad's response was, don't half-ass it.
That's amazing. I love that. Because it's not just about giving permission, it's about demanding full commitment. It's like saying, if you're going to do something, do it all the way.
Yeah, own it.
Yeah, and you see that in everything McConaughey does.
It's like this underlying principle
Absolutely.
that drives him
It's
forward.
Shield.
Like how he got the role in Dazed and Confused.
Oh, yeah, that's a great story.
He just happened to meet the casting director at a bar.
No way, really?
Yeah, and did these impromptu screen tests.
Wow. Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
Totally. And that's the thing, right? He put himself out there.
Exactly. You have to create opportunities for yourself.
Be open to those unexpected moments.
And seize them when they come.
And then there's the whole all right line.
Oh, yeah. Iconic.
It wasn't even in the script.
Really?
It was totally improvised.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was channeling this Doors concert he had been to.
So cool.
And it just worked.
It's amazing how those little moments of inspiration can become so iconic.
And it's that authenticity that really shines through in his work.
Definitely, he brings so much of himself to his roles.
And that's another thing he talks about, this idea of alchemizing adversity.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
It's like taking those tough times and turning them into something positive.
It's not about ignoring the bad stuff.
No, it's about finding the meaning in it.
Yeah, like using those experiences to grow and evolve.
Exactly.
It's like turning lead into gold.
And I think a big part of that is his sense of humor.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He and Richard Linklater have this philosophy about making humor your default emotion.
I love that. It's not about dismissing the seriousness of things, but about finding a way to laugh at them.
It's like having that little voice in your head that says, okay, this is tough, but I'm going to find a way to laugh about it.
It's so powerful how humor can help you cope with difficult situations.
And McConaughey's a master at taking those raw experiences and turning them into something profound.
He's constantly deconstructing those moments.
Yeah, analyzing what worked, what didn't.
And learning from them.
He even kept a diary where he would write down what he was doing when he was truly happy.
That's brilliant. I love that idea.
It's all about becoming aware of those patterns in your life.
Yeah, identifying those moments of joy and fulfillment.
And then figuring out how to create more of them.
It's like giving the universe a blueprint for what works for you.
Exactly. And it's something we can all do, right?
Absolutely. We can all take a step back and ask ourselves, what are we doing when we're at our best?
Who are we with what brings us joy?
And then how can we bring more of those things into our lives?
Make those conscious choices that lead to a more fulfilling life.
It's all about creating a life that aligns with our values.
And being open to change and evolution along the way.
Because what brings us joy might change over time.
Just like McConaughey's career.
Exactly. He went from those rom-com heartthrob roles to some really intense dramatic performances.
That was a huge shift.
It makes you wonder what was going through his mind.
He was leaving behind a sure thing.
For the unknown.
But he knew he needed to challenge himself.
To grow as an artist.
And he had his wife Camila by his side through it all.
That's so important, having that support system.
That foundation of trust and respect.
It allows you to take risks.
To step outside your comfort zone.
And McConaughey is really open about his struggles with what he calls the non-deserving complex.
It's basically imposter syndrome, right?
Exactly, that feeling like you haven't earned your success.
Like you're going to be found out as a fraud.
And it's fascinating that even someone as accomplished as Mathew McConaughey can experience those feelings.
It makes you realize that we all have insecurities and doubts.
No matter how successful we appear on the outside.
It's a common human experience.
What's important is that we don't let those feelings paralyze us.
We acknowledge them.
Challenge them.
And ultimately choose to own our accomplishments.
And the value we bring to the world.
And McConaughey also talks about the potential downsides of success.
especially when it's defined solely by external factors like fame and fortune.
It makes you think about your own definition of success.
What truly matters to you?
What brings you a sense of purpose and fulfillment?
And for McConaughey, it seems like true success is about finding that balance between ambition and contentment.
It's about pursuing goals that align with your values.
And prioritizing those things that bring genuine profit into your life.
And profit in this context isn't just about money.
It's about cultivating meaningful relationships.
Contributing to your community.
Pursuing your passion.
It's about living a life that feels authentic.
And aligned with your deepest values.
And that's where things get really interesting.
Because McConaughey talks about this idea of constantly reevaluating your definition of success.
Being willing to adapt and change as you evolve.
It's like he's saying, don't get stuck in a rigid definition of success. Let it evolve as you do.
It's a powerful reminder that life is a journey, not a destination.
And along that journey, we're going to face challenges, setbacks, moments where we question everything.
But what's inspiring about McConaughey's approach is that he embraces those moments.
He sees them as opportunities for growth and transformation.
He's not afraid to get uncomfortable.
To step outside his comfort zone.
And to push himself to become a better version of himself.
And that brings us back to his dad's advice.
Don't half-ass it.
It's about bringing that same level of commitment and passion to every aspect of your life.
Whether it's your career, your relationships, or your personal growth.
It's about showing up fully.
Embracing the challenges.
And never losing sight of what truly matters to you.
And let's not forget the importance of humor along the way.
Life is going to throw curveballs.
But finding a way to laugh at the absurdity of it all can be incredibly liberating.
It's like having that inner compass that helps you navigate the ups and downs.
Reminding you to not take yourself too seriously.
And when you stumble, when you face those inevitable setbacks, remember McConaughey's approach.
Deconstruct those experiences.
What can you learn from them?
How can you use them to fuel your growth?
It's about turning those challenges into stepping stones.
Into opportunities for deeper self-awareness and personal evolution.
And as you continue on this journey of self-discovery and reinvention, remember to define success on your own terms.
What does a fulfilling life look like to you?
What are those core values that guide your decisions and actions?
This deep dive into Mathew McConaughey's world has been a real eye-opener.
He's not just an actor.
He's a philosopher, a storyteller, a master of reinvention.
And his insights offer a roadmap for anyone looking to create a more meaningful and fulfilling life.
So as you go out into the world today, ask yourself,
what's one thing you can commit to doing differently without half-assing it to move closer to your own vision of a fulfilling life?
What step can you take, no matter how small, to embrace the power of reinvention?
And create a life that truly aligns with your values and aspirations.
We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into reinvention with us today.
And if you're looking for more inspiration on your self-development journey, be sure to check out our website
at https://angieselfdevelopmentandmotivationpodcast.buzzsprout.com.
You can also find us on TikTok and YouTube by searching for Angie Podcast.
We're incredibly grateful for your support.
And we can't wait to share more deep dives with you in the next episode.
Until then, keep learning, keep growing.
And keep diving deep. And it's like, what brings us joy might shift, you know?
Yeah, like it's not going to be the same thing forever.
Right, exactly. And you think about McConaughey's career, like, he went from those romantic comedies.
Yeah, he was the rom-com king.
To like really intense dramatic roles.
That's a big jump.
It's like, what made him make that change?
And he's at the top of his game.
Right, he had it made.
But I guess he just felt like he needed
to do something different.
Yeah, to push himself.
To evolve as an actor.
And he talks about how his wife, Camila, was so supportive.
Oh, that's great.
She really gave him the courage to take that risk.
That's so important, having a partner who believes in you.
Yeah, who supports your dreams even when they seem crazy.
Exactly. And they have this amazing relationship built on like...
friendship.
Yeah, friendship, mutual respect.
That's the foundation.
It's like they can take on anything together.
And then he talks about this thing called the non-deserving complex.
Oh yeah, imposter syndrome.
Yeah, basically.
Like you don't deserve your success.
That you're a fraud.
And it's so interesting that even Mathew McConaughey feels that way sometimes.
Right, you'd think.
He's got it all figured out.
But it just shows you that everyone has those insecurities.
We all have doubts.
It's normal.
It's part of being human.
But what's important is that we don't let those feelings control us.
We can't let them hold us back.
We have to acknowledge them.
Challenge them.
And then move forward.
And McConaughey doesn't shy away from the downsides of success either.
Yeah, he talks about how fame and fortune aren't everything.
Right. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
It makes you think about what success really means,
What's truly
what
important.
brings you fulfillment.
And for McConaughey, it seems like true success is about finding that balance between ambition and contentment,
It's about pursuing goals that align with your values.
and prioritizing the things that bring genuine profit into your life.
And he's not just talking about money here.
No, it's about those intangible things.
The relationships, the experiences.
The things that make life worth living.
It's about living a life that feels authentic.
And aligned with your deepest values.
And I think that's the key takeaway here.
It's about constantly reevaluating your definition of success.
Being willing to adapt and change as you evolve.
Don't get stuck in a rigid definition of success.
Let it evolve as you do.
Yeah, it's like a journey, right?
Exactly. And you're going to hit bumps in the road.
For sure. There will be challenges, setbacks, times where you just question everything.
But it's how you handle those moments
Yeah.
that really matters.
And I love how McConaughey embraces those tough times.
He doesn't shy away from them.
He sees them as opportunities for growth.
It's like he's saying, bring it on.
He's not afraid to get uncomfortable,
to push himself.
to become a better version of himself.
And all goes back to his dad's advice.
Don't half-ass it.
Yeah, like bring that same level of commitment to everything you do.
Whether it's your career, your relationships, your personal growth.
Show up fully.
Be present.
Embrace the challenges.
And don't forget to laugh along the way.
Humor is so important.
It's like a lifeline.
It helps you keep things in perspective.
When you face those setbacks, those moments where you stumble,
Remember McConaughey's approach.
deconstruct those experiences.
Learn from them.
Use them to fuel your growth.
Turn those challenges into stepping stones.
Into opportunities for deeper self-awareness and personal evolution.
And as you're on this journey of reinvention,
Define success on your own terms.
what does a fulfilling life look like for you?
What are those core values that guide your decisions and actions?
I think this deep dive into McConaughey's world has been so insightful.
He's such an interesting guy.
He's not just an actor.
He's a thinker, a philosopher, a storyteller.
And his insights offer a really valuable roadmap.
For anyone looking to create a more meaningful life,
So as you go out into the world today,
ask yourself,
what's one thing you can commit to doing differently?
to move closer to your own vision of a fulfilling life,
What step can you take no matter how small?
to embrace the power of reinvention.
We hope you enjoyed this deep dive with us.
If you're looking for more inspiration, be sure to check out our website at https://angieselfdevelopmentandmotivationpodcast.buzzsprout.com.
You can also find us on TikTok and YouTube.
Just search for Angie Podcast.
We're so grateful for your support.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.